In a world with thousands of ethnicities and religions and religious creeds, how to identify or how to define who the true children of God are? Perhaps the true children of God are only those who are part of these or that religious group. Or do the scriptures teach us something different? Something we haven't heard or been taught at our churches? Well, stay with me until the end of this video, because what we are going to present to you today will certainly revolutionize your spiritual view regarding this important theme. If the videos you have watched in this channel have helped you comprehend such complex themes of the scripture, like this video. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and activate all the notifications. This is your What is the Truth channel, and I am Alexandre Rodrigues, a mere mortal eternally in search of the truth. Very well, dear friends, who are the true children of God? Well, answering this question certainly requires from us a great deal of responsibility. Once in the eagerness of defending our faith, our church, and God, or even defending the Holy Bible, we run the risk of excluding from the list of children of God many men and women that love God and that are servants of God, but that are not part of the same conception of faith we have. So putting aside all dogmas and any type of prejudice, I invite you to look to the Holy Bible so that the Holy Scripture alone can show us a safe way to respond to this question, so that it may be answered in a founded way according to the Holy Scripture. I want to start by presenting to you the text of Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, which is a text that shows the very moment when the man was created. So this is the original creation of man. And it is said that after creating the man from the dust of the earth, he blew the breath of life into his nostrils. And it is important to notice that we read literally that God blew the divine spirit into man. He blew the Ruach into man. So this spirit that in Greek is pneuma and in Hebrew is Ruach. This divine spirit is the quintessence that makes man a living being, as we read in Genesis, that makes man in the likeness of God. Thus, we have the principle that all men that are created from this principle, they have something that is divine constituting them, that is the divine breath. It is not without a reason that the second text I want to show you, Isaiah 42 verse 5, we have there that the God that created the heavens, this is the one who gives breath to the people in it and a spirit to those who walk in it. So Isaiah 42 verse 5 says that God gives breath to the people in it and a spirit to those who walk in it. So it does not matter when a man has lived or where he lives. So in all times and places, whenever there is a man, he carries in him the Spirit of God, that is the divine breath, that is his quintessence. And now I go to the book of Acts, chapter 17, verse 28. When Paul was in that great Areopagus in Greece, before a lot of pagans, people from other religions that were not Judaism or Christianity, Paul makes a wonderful reference saying, "For in him we live and move and exist. In God we all exist." And then he completes his reasoning saying, "As even some of your own poets have said, for we also are his descendants. So Paul goes to the philosophy, to the Greek philosophy, and seeks that thinking, saying that it is true, as the poets had said, for we also are his descendants. This word, descendants, is genos, which means we are all God's offspring, family. Even the Greek that were there before Paul, they were part of the great universal family, for they were all part of a same principle of life, which is the divine breath, and indeed the very divine spirit of God inside man. That is why Jesus, when he teaches his disciples to pray, he clearly says, when you pray, our Father that is in heaven. So he says, this Father that we invoke is our Father, and not only my Father, but Jesus says, when you pray, you should say, our Father, since he's not only the Father of one or some, but he's the Father of all. And for this reason, when Jesus was in another moment before Pharisees that did not believe him and his works, and to that group of people he said, and do not call anyone on earth your father, for only one is your Father, he who is in heaven. Jesus teaches the Sadducees and Pharisees and the multitudes that there's only one Father that is in heaven for all people. There's also another interesting text in John 11, verses 51 to 52, when he says that it was necessary that one man would die for the entire nation, and not for the entire nation only, the text goes, but in order that he might also gather together into one the children of God who are scattered abroad. So before Jesus' death and resurrection, there were references saying that the death of Christ would happen not only for the nation of Israel, but for all the children who were scattered abroad, which is one more evidence that the children of God are all those everywhere. And we could also conclude by mentioning Ephesians chapter 4, verse 6, when it says that there is one God and Father of all, who is over all and through all and in all. And in Ephesians 3:15, we also have a reference saying that from whom every family in heaven and on earth derives its name. Family in heaven and on earth. With all this, we can conclude that the true children of God are all men, regardless of time, place, religion, or the creed they might profess. Obviously, this is going to generate a few questions. Some might go like, what are we going to do with John when it says that all those who received him were made children of God? Well, regarding this text and others that are similar to this one, we're going to be talking about them in the next video. So don't forget to activate all the notifications and subscribe. I'll wait for you in the next video.